What about when you're developing something that is maybe a little bit more complex, or if you have a situation that a customer is maybe on a conscious level not even aware of the problem, or first you have to bring it up that the problem even exists. So do you have maybe some inputs or insights how to approach the customers when it's not, when maybe the next best alternative is not so clear, or you're basically using something else to solve this problem? So how to connect the dots for the customer and basically explain what we are all about?
Yeah, I think that's a very important thing, but you have to manage it very delicately. Let me explain what I mean by that. Um, let's take a B2B example. Let's say there's some, I don't know, some equipment that the customer's using, let's say, or some way in which they're processing data, let's say. Let's take digital data processing. And let's say your idea is to have a different software that can help them process that information faster, let's say. So now what happens? So they don't know that they have a problem, right? So you realize that they have a problem. So if you go to the customer and say, "Hey, I can help you do this thing better," what's going to happen is someone in that company, in that customer, has decided to use some software or some machine or whatever, right? So that person will feel threatened because now you are coming up and saying, "Hey, you're not doing your job as good as you could be doing." So that
I can
becomes
do
a
it
bit of
better
a,
for you.
yeah. So exactly. So then what happens is you have to manage that very delicately and position it not as you have a problem and you're so stupid you don't even know it, but rather you have to position it as you, Mr. X, uh, have done a wonderful job with whatever you're doing right now, because that's all that there was when you made that decision. And then say that was a wonderful decision, and I'm sure your organization appreciated that because you could do whatever. But now let me help you become a hero in your company. Now you I can help you look even better in your company with my innovation. So rather than say that you're doing something wrong and I can help you fix it, you say what you're doing is justified, but now you can gain even more brownie points within your company by championing this innovation that's going to help you and others around you do things even better. So you have to convert that person from a potential detractor to a potential advocate. So it's a little bit of a tricky thing, and that's why I was saying that that if you can help a customer do some things new, then nobody is threatened. Everybody sees the value, and they'll be more willing to adopt the innovation. But if you say, "Well, I can help you do something better or cheaper or safer," they will see the value, but somebody is going to feel a little bit defensive. So you have to manage that.
In a general sense, do people like to choose innovative products, or they usually want to stick, with the next best alternative and everything that are doing right now? So, like, what is that adoption process? Is it usually harder for something different coming to the market to get adopted, or how does the maybe some data or insights that tells us?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's a great question. The answer is yes and yes, or no and no, whatever. So the thing is, let's take B2B. Okay. So the thing is, there are some customers, even within an industry. Let's say it's the agricultural industry. There will be some farmers who will be eagerly looking forward to the next better thing or the next innovation that can help them improve productivity, improve quality, get higher yields, get higher prices, or whatever. There'll be some farmers who are like that, but there will the majority of the farmers are going to be, well, I'm making enough money. I I have my process for farming set. I wake up in the morning, I have my coffee, the work gets done. I don't have, why should I mess with this new product or service? Life is good. Let's keep it that way. You can go away. So a lot of people are like that. So the trick is you have to identify those farmers, in this case, those farmers who are looking for something new and innovative so that they can move ahead and pitch your innovation to those farmers. So, how do you know which farmers are going to be? Just look at the history. Who are the farmers who adopted previous innovations faster than the other farmers? So, that gives you a clue. And then once they adopt your innovation, you want to go to the rest of the farmers and say, hey, look at this guy over here. He's getting, 200% higher yield, and you're stuck over here. I mean, this guy's going to grow his market share and wipe you out of the market. Do you want that to happen? And this guy says, oh, yeah, I'm comfortable, but I see what you're saying. I have to catch up. Okay, come, let's talk. So, so that's a very important question. Even within an industry, you have to choose to initially try to sort of sell to a customer who is, generally speaking, uh, more interested in new things and so forth.
So, is there anything, since we're talking about the market adoption process of new products and services and innovations, is there something else that student innovators would have to keep in mind before going to the market and trying to maybe communicate or create something that has value?
Yeah, yeah. So one or two other things I would say is, we talked about how the mindset of some customers is towards innovation, favorably disposed towards innovation. Others are not so. So that's important. We also talked about, people within the customer organization that might feel threatened by an innovation. So you have to convert them into champions. So you have to look at what their KPIs are, internal KPIs are, um, uh, as you go about it. So this is all about customers, but you also have to look at external factors. So what do I mean by that? See, anytime you come up with an innovation, um, somebody is going to get uh, hurt by your innovation. So if the customer, let's say, if a customer decides to buy your product, what that means is they're not going to be buying a competitor's product. So your competitor will be threatened by your innovation because they don't have it. You have a better product, they have an inferior product, they will be threatened by it. So your competitor, you can almost bet on it, will try to persuade your target customer that your innovation is really not that good, or it can be a problem, it's a hassle. Why would you get rid of the tried and tested that they've been selling to them? So there's all kinds of messaging that they will provide. So you have to be prepared for that, and you have to have a counter argument for all those things that the competitors will be talking about. Second thing that you have to be clear about externally, external to the customer and external to you, is complementers. So let's say you come up with some nice hardware, let's say some device, and um, and you don't have the software to run that device, and you need external parties to develop that software. So the success of your innovation will be a function of whether you can get these complementers to come aboard and appreciate the vision that you have for what collectively the hardware and software could do for a customer. So you have to worry about, can you find those complementers? And on the more positive side, you can also think about external influencers. So in a B2B setting, for example, on social media, there's so many influencers who kind of say, "Oh, I've tried this product, it's really good, buy it." So, like that, there are consultants in a B2B situation, like technical consultants or business consultants. They could be a good, powerful influence who could recommend your product to B2B customers. And this is what you would fill out in your value proposition, the last part. Why should they believe you? Because this consultant who is famous or technical consultant who's famous, he or she is saying this is a great way to improve your processes or whatever you're trying to accomplish. So that's, yeah, I'd say that's I'd say that's probably what I would be thinking about.